Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This is Broku. Today's video, we're going to be talking about Noelle and Yuno and discuss possible way of how both of them could become Arcane. Now, I think this is incredibly important to discuss because we have what the fans call the Light Triad, which is the opposition to the Dark Triad. You have Yuno, Asta, and Noelle as members of this Light Triad. And we know that the Dark Triad are all possessed by devils. And the thing with the entire new power system that's been added since this new arc, a new saga, the end of the last saga, and that is of stages. Stage 1s can fight devils, Stage 0s can fight devils even better, but they cannot kill a devil no matter how strong they are. In order to kill and defeat a devil, you need to be Arcane stage. And oddly enough, the only known member that is explicitly Arcane of the Light Triad is Asta. And what are the odds that Asta, the only member of the Light Triad that is Arcane, is the only member of the Light Triad that won? Now, sure, they win a bit differently than the others. Yuno was kind of by himself against Xenon. Noelle had an entire plan against Vonica. Asta, he got help from Yami and also took power from his devil. But it is important to note that there are 2 Arcane users in this fight against Dante, and this main fight. You could actually say 4 if you included Vanessa and Gray, but well, we won't really include them because that was for when Asta was more so fighting. But then you have against Vonica, you have 1 Arcane, and they did much better despite not doing great. If you just go look through it all, you know, in that entire battle there was 0 Arcanes. Likely gets destroyed the worst. Half the Golden Dawn is dead. There's 1 Arcane in the group against Vonica. They do much better. They still fail. And then there's 2 Arcanes in the main fight against Dante, and they win. So it's really showing that to be Arcane is incredibly important in this series, as just to show how strong Arcanes are. You can kill a devil, but like Sekret could pretty easily seal away Vonica at 70% with all this stuff that was going on. Yami and Asta, they're Arcane. That's really enough said. Then Vanessa's Fate Magic, and then Gray now being able to transform physical matter to even heal people that were basically irrecoverable past death almost. So being Arcane is very important and special. And so Noelle and Yuno, if they were Arcane, that changes things. We know now that pretty much, unless if they become Arcane, they cannot in a way defeat their thing that they need to overcome now. Noelle needs to get revenge on Vonica. Yuno needs to get revenge on Xenon. They can't really do that because they cannot defeat them. That is because they are possessed by devils and they are not Arcane. So overall, they cannot win unless if they change. And there are some ways where I think that this can happen, and I guess it's the same way for both of them, just slightly different. One is we do know that Yuno was an apostle of Sephiroth. At the very least, his body was a vessel for the elven hybrid human son of Latentetia, who was an apostle, and this means he might have ties to Sephiroth. As you know, the apostles of Sephiroth, they receive divine revelations. They're divinely chosen. This means that there is a divine being or a godlike figure, some sort of deity that is above them, and if he maybe gets more revelations, maybe actual power from Sephiroth, or this overarching, overseeing God that he was an apostle for, or his vessel, his body was a vessel to be an apostle of that. Maybe he will get divine powers, divine revelations even further, to where he can learn how to use his magic even better and convert it into Arcane. Maybe the gods have their own version of what magic is. It's like a higher dimension or something like that. Just like how we have the otherworld magic is like a different sort of type of magic, and then there's the anti-magic, which is its own form of energy. Then you have regular magic. So I think that, you know, maybe a way he could become Arcane. I've made other reasons in the past, but if he just gets more divine revelations from the leader of the Apostles of Sephra, the god that oversees them. I think that gods should be able to fight demons and devils and kill them. They should at the very least be equal, so they should be able to kill each other. If not, they should probably maybe even be higher than demons and devils. But maybe it's sort of, there's just like god magic, and it's like a higher level of mana, and it's arcane, but maybe he has even more properties, or it's just a slightly different version of arcane, or something like that. So I think that that's what Yuno might be able to do. Now, when it comes to Noelle, it's been built up and foreshadowed that there is probably going to be more to her than meets the eye. We have her becoming a Valkyrie, which Valkyrie are sort of deity-like creatures, godlike creatures of Norse mythology. They are fallen warrior women who ascend to a higher level of existence, becoming Valkyrie, which is Odin's basically chosen warriors, and she goes through, or the Valkyrie go through, and they pick members of the dead to go to Folkvanger or Valhalla to become members of the Einar army that will fight the Jotnar presence in the Battle of Ragnarok. So Valkyrie are very special creatures. So that might be one of her godlike ties, but also she's been referred to as the sea goddess time and time again when she was at the seabed temple. If there is some sort of sea goddess, if Noelle is this sea goddess, or she has ties to it, that is potentially Noelle's way to becoming Arcane, to being able to kill Magicula, the devil that has caused her so much harm, even before this arc, and now what has recently happened, she now has even more motivations to go for Magicula and Vonica and take them out. So what if Noelle is either the sea goddess or will become the champion of the sea goddess, and the sea goddess will gift power, godlike power, to Noelle to actually fight Vonica and Magicula and kill them and get even stronger. So this again highly ties into gods. I think this is a good time to bring gods into the series. We're fighting a devil menace. Gods and devils are supposed to be the whole like rival. That's the dynamic, is gods and devils, gods and demons. So maybe gods do need to finally come in and get more of a highlight within the Black Clover series, because although they've been mentioned in the series, they are very, very much in the background and not really in the forefront whatsoever. So if a sea goddess came to fruition and gave power to Noelle, and the god of the Apostles of Sephra came in and gave Yuno power, that would not only be a way for Yuno and Noelle to actually get a power up with it still being foreshadowed and somewhat properly built up, but also to bring in and tie together gods into the series and give them more of an influence on it as a whole. So that is how I think it is possible. One way for Yuno and Noelle to become Arcane, and that is to get divine, godlike powers, become champions of the gods, or something like that. And both have been built up and foreshadowed. Noelle definitely more, but the fact that Yuno was a vessel for the Apostles of Sephra, who themselves received information from a god, then that makes it possible. But with that being said, that's pretty much it for the video. Just kind of a crackpot theory talking about possibilities and stuff like that. But let me know your thoughts down below. Please leave a like if you enjoyed, comment, and subscribe. Hope you guys all have an amazing day. Plus...